So in the last session, we were solving this problem, which is group chatting program of the client and server, right? But we were facing one error. So there's some syntax error, so I'll fix it. Okay, now this is
Okay.
the group server program, and this is the client group chatting program. So now we can replace the IP addresses with the server IP. So let's see the server IP here, which is ifconfig. So now we have this server program and this client side. Now let's run it. So this program is running on on server, like on IP address this one, and port number is this one. So my server is running. Now we can run the client. So this is my client. So first we will run one client at a time. Now here you can see this is my message client, which we have created in the last session, the GUI platform. So here we have to apply the username first so that we can enter into the chat. Let's say the username is my username, and I will click on join. Once I click on join, here you will notice that successfully connected to client number. This is the client IP, which I've connected just now. And this is the port number. And here you can see I have connected, which is successfully connected to a server and Bhavya added to the chat. Now I can chat freely. Fine. Okay. Now in this chat, I have one person only, which is me, Bhavya. Now we can add multiple clients here. Now, how many clients I can add at a time? I can add 5 clients at a time here. Okay, 5 clients. So now what I will do, I will open another window of this machine. Here I will use another window, file, new window, and I will open one more file, the same file. So I will open this file from desktop. This is group chatting. So this is my second file. So this is my like the same file in the second window. And now I will run this file as well. Okay, now you can see this is my second window. And here you can notice this is my first window, my first client, and this is my second client. If I write here, John, join. Now you can see successfully connected to server in the John window and John added to the client. Here you can see in my first client, I am receiving a message from the server that John added to the chat. Okay, so John has also added to the chat. Even in the server, you will notice another message that this client is also connected with the same IP, but port number is different. So now we have 2 clients from the same machine, but 2 different clients. Now here, the John can also chat, hi, everyone. Okay, now you can see in my first window, you can see John has typed, hi, everyone. Okay, if I type here from something, hi, John, from my chat, hi, John, you will see Bhavya, hi, John. Now you can connect 2 more devices, like 3 more devices in the same machine, or you can transfer this window, this chat to anyone in the network. So they can connect with the same within the same network with the same program. Okay, but make sure you have to apply the same IP address here in the server side, in the client side as well as in the server side. So this is my server IP. The server can connect up to 5 devices at a time. You can also increase the number of devices. Okay, now if I open a new window in the VS Code again, if I connect again, the third device will be connected. Third client will be connected. So this is the code flow. Okay. Here you can see we have this GUI. this label here, which is enter username. This is my label here. This is my entry here where I'm entering my username. Okay. This is my frame here where I'm displaying all my chats. This is my test box where I'm writing everything, my test. This is my button where I'm using sending button, and this is a join button. Okay. So we have this entire GUI. This is my title, which is message client. Let's say if I am applying. See, now I cannot apply anything in my join, in my username tab, because I have already applied my John as a username. So now I cannot apply anything else here. So see, this button is disabled now because we have actually disabled this button. After applying a user cannot apply a second username in the same client. So we have to close this window again, and then he or she can apply. Okay, so let's run this again. Now, if I run this again, you will notice a new window. If I join without entering the username, see, I'm not applying any username, I'm just clicking on join. So here we have this error here, which is username cannot be empty. So this is an error message we have inbuilt so that we can display this error message to the user that they have to apply the username first. So you can see a message username cannot be empty. And this message is because of this line.
Mm-hmm.
See this line. This message error box. Invalid username. Username cannot be empty. So this is a message box dot show error. So this message box is this message box, this one. This is showing the error that username cannot be empty. So we can click on OK. Now let's apply the username again. So we have to close it and then we can apply it again. Sorry. So here we can apply any username. Let's say John and enter. Join. And this is successfully connected to the server. Now here you can see a message, John added to the chat again. And then here I can write, hi, John. Okay, you can see. There's some error here.
Mm-hmm.
A pipe has been broken. There's an error of broken pipe of this particular part. No issue, we can run this again. Okay, we can again run the server code and then we can close the program. So we can run this again. So now I can add my name. Let's say my name and then join. Unable to connect. See, there's an error that unable to bind or host number this one and port number 1234. Now, why we are having this error? Because we have to change the port number now. Like sometimes this error may arise, so we can change the port number here. In place of 1234, we can use 1224 or any port number, but we have to change the port number sometimes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can run this program. Okay. And we have to change the port number here as well, which is 1224, and then we can run this program. Now we can run join and join. Okay, now join added to chat. Now we can chat with the join. Same as we can run this program in the second window here. We can change the port number 1224 and 124. And here I can run this code. Now I can mention my name. Okay, and then file join. So now you can see in the join chat we have second user, Bhavya. So
Mm-hmm.
this is our code. Now let's understand the coding part of the code. So here I'm just terminating the session. First, we will see the server side code. In the server side, we are importing the socket and we are importing the thread. Why we are importing the thread? Threads are mainly for the processes. Today, we will study the thread only. Okay, like how the thread works. Then there's a host and there's a port number. This host is the IP address and this is the port number. Then here with this listening limit. This is the IP address of the server and this is the IP port number of the server. Then there's a listener limit. A server can connect up to 5 clients at a time, which means in a group we can have 5 clients in a at a time. Okay. Then active clients. So whoever will keep on connecting in my chatting application, this the list will be applied. The IP address will be added here in this box, in this list here. Okay, so this is my active clients. Let's say John has added. So the John IP will be added here. Let's say later on Bhavya will be added. So Bhavya IP will be added here. Let's say user A, user B, user C will be added. So the IP address of their user will be added in this list. Okay, so that is a list here. So list of all the currently connected users. Then we are creating a function here, which is listen for messages. So now we are going to listen for the messages. So first, we want message. So, and from where the message is coming from. So the client and username. Okay. So here we are just receiving the message and the message size should be 2048. So whenever we are receiving the message, we have to decode the message. Okay, we have to decode the message. So we are decoding it in the form of UTF-8. UTF-8 is an encoding here. And then message. If, here I'm writing, if there is message. Okay, if there is some message. Because what I'm saying, if there is no message, if the message is not empty, this is what I'm saying. Because here I'm using not equal sign. If the message is not empty, then do this one. Otherwise, do this one. See, if the message is not empty, then print the message. Just username and just sign here and message. Okay, and then send message to everyone. So what is happening here is we are the client is sending the message to the server, and server is sending the message to the chatting application. It is not like client is sending the chat message to everyone directly. That is not happening here. Client is first sending the message to the server, and server then sending the message to everyone in the chatting application in the group. So that is why we are just sending the message to the server, which is final message. It is coming from the username and then the message itself. And then we are sending this message to everyone. So this is sending the message to everyone. Okay. So this is receiving the message from the client, from the clients. Now, then we have if there's no message. As means if there is no message, so this line will be printed. The message sent from the client, the username here is empty. Let's say John has sent no message. So this will say the message sent from client John is empty. Okay, so that is if there is no message from the receiver of, we can say, from the client side. It can be any client, John, user A, user B, it can be any client. So this is if there is a message. Okay, this is for listening for the message from the client side. Then this is for sending the message. Now we have to send message. Once we are receiving the message from client number one, we have to send the message to everyone. So first we are sending a message to the particular client that this particular client has been added in the chat. Let's say we have the chat here in the application. Let's say the John has added in the chat, John. So now we have to send this message to everyone that John has added to the chat. So we have to send this message to everyone that John has added in the chat. So that is this function, which is sending the message to a client, a single message. which is client.send on message.encode. So we are sending this message to the particular client, and then message, we're encoding the message. Then send message to all. This is the message to everyone. This is to everyone, to one by one, everyone. And this is the message to everyone that for user in active client, send message to client, user one, and message. So we are sending this message to everyone that this particular client has sent. Let's say we are receiving a message from user one, hi everyone. So now we have to send this hi everyone to everyone in the chat. So first the client will write hi everyone. That hi everyone will go in to the server, and server will send this hi everyone to everyone in the chat. So that is send message to everyone in the chat. Then this is for the client handler. We are handling the client. So first, if this is for the server. If the message is one, so first we are taking the username from the server. Okay, whatever the username we have received, we have to decode it. Okay, then if there is no username, in the chat, okay, like if sorry, if there is some username, because we are using not equal sign. If the message is not empty, so here I can write if the username, we are checking for the username. If the username is not empty, then we will run this statement. What we are doing, we are accepting the connection from the user side, from the user A, and we are appending the username and the client in this particular list. In this client, we have the list of all the currently connected user, means their username and their IP address both. So here you can notice, in this we are adding a username and the client IP address. So this line will append the active client list, their username, let's say John, and its IP address. Then we are adding a message, that prompt message server, and this user added to the chat, which is, let's say, John added to the chat. This is the message the server will send to everyone. Then send message to all, and this message, prompt message, this message, and then break. Okay, and after sending this message, break this loop. Okay, which means just terminate this loop. And if there is no user, if there's no username, then client username is empty. Okay, so here I can write if there there is no username. See, if there is no username, then the client can connect, but the server will show this error that there's no username of the client, but the client can connect with their IP address. Okay, so client can also connect without username also. So if there is no username, then we are running this thread. We are creating a thread for this message. The target is this function here. Listen for message. This function. Listen for the messages. So we are creating a thread for our function, for our chatting app. And then here we have this arguments here, client. We are taking client and username as an argument, and then we are starting the thread. We are starting this process, and then the main process here, which is server. We are creating a socket here for the TCP connection, and then here we are binding the connection with the host and port, and then we are running this message, then running the server on this particular IP address and this particular port number. And if there is some problem, then we are running the exit block that unable to bind the message, the host and the port number. If there's no problem, then we can connect. If there is some problem, then we can return this message. And then we can listen to the client with the limit of 5, which we have defined here, which is listener limit is 5. So the server can connect 5 clients at a time. Then while one, if there are clients, then we will return this message that successfully connect to this client, the address of the client and the username of the client, like the port number, the IP address, the port number of the client. So here I'm printing the IP address and port number of the client. Then with this thread, we are running this thread here. Okay, starting this thread. And then we are running the main, like we are running this main function, which includes all other functions. Okay, like this client handler. So this will run the client handler function, which is this one. And this client handler will run again some other functions. Okay, this function, listen for messages. And this listen for messages, which is this one, this will run two more functions, which are this one, send message to all. Okay, so this is how the entire code is working. And this send messages to all will run this send message to client one by one in this program. Okay, so that is the flow. Is it clear? The server side? Any questions in any line?
Yeah, so far no question, teacher. But later, I have a question about the single the one-to-one chat, teacher. I
Okay,
will show you later. Yes, I will show you later my questions.
okay. So this is server side. Now we can try to understand the client side program.
Mhm.
Just a second. Yeah. So this is the group chatting client side program. Here we are importing the socket model for the networking, threading for running the threads, Kinder for the GUI, and these are for the scroll bar. Okay. And this is for the error message box. So we are importing these libraries. Then this is my IP address and this is my port number, which I am connected with. Then these are my colors, which we have defined earlier, the colors and fonts here. Then here we are creating a socket for the client on the TCP. Okay. Then here we are adding the message. This is for the adding the message box. So here the message box dot config and the state is normal. Normal means we can add message. Okay, we can add messages. Once we have add message, then we are inserting the message in the message box. After inserting the message, we are disabling the message box so that we can send one message at a time. Okay. Then next we are connecting with the server. So we are using a try block if we can connect or what happen if we cannot connect. So if everything is okay, then we can successfully connect with this host, which is the IP address of the server and the port number of the server. And then we can print this message, which is successfully connected to the server. And then this message will be added in my message box, which is add message, this one, add message. We are calling this function here. This will add a message that successfully connected to the server. So here we are adding this message in the message box. Okay. Then we have this accept block here where we are showing the error that unable to connect to the server. If there is some problem, then this line of code will be executed. A message box, okay, a pop-up like kind of this message box will show up stating this message that unable to connect with this particular server. So this message box. Okay. So this is the message box. If there's some problem, then we will print this line. Here I can write if there some problem while connecting with the server. Then with this username, then we are taking the username from the user, username testbox.get. So we are actually taking username from the user. Okay, for example, if I run this code again, if I run this line, see, once I add a username here, let's say John. So we have to take this username from here. So here we're getting the username. So if I show you here, Actually, we're getting the username from this text box. From this text box. So username dot text box, which is this text box dot get. So we're getting the username. Let's say John. Now, if username is not empty, then we will send this username to everyone that this particular client has connected. But if there is usernames empty, then we will display this message. So here I can write if username is empty. If I'm not adding any username, then this message will be added here. And if there is some username, then I will send this username to everyone. Send all. Then here I'm starting a thread for this function, which is listen for message from servers. Okay, I'm starting this thread here for this particular function. Arguments are client here, and we are starting the thread. We are starting a process. Then we are disabling the text box and button. So this is what after adding the one username. So I'm disabling this text box. See, if I apply this join here, now this text box is disabled. This one is disabled and this button is also disabled. Like I cannot type anything here. If I click here, I cannot type anything. I cannot click on this button so that I can avoid adding same username again and again. So that is after adding one username, we can disable the username test box. Okay. So this what we can do. Same as we can disable the join button so that a user cannot apply multiple username at one time. That is why I'm disabling this text box and button. Then we are sending message. Okay, this is for sending a message. So I will first get the message from the text box. This is my text box, my message text box. Here I'm typing hi. So this is my message text box. So I'm getting this message from here. Getting message from message text box. Let's say hi. So if the message box is not empty, then I'm sending this message to everyone. Okay, so this is sending message to everyone to all with encoding. So here I'm using encoding here. And then after sending the message, I'm deleting the message from the text box. For example, if I click on send here, you will see hi will be removed from the text box. Send. Now you can see there's no message in the text box. Now I can write again anything. If I write again anything, then send it. You can see the message boxes keep on removing the message, the previous message, so that I can type another message. Okay, and this is what this is my text box. If I write something here again, let's say hello, and I send it again, you can notice the message box will become empty again so that I can type anything else and send it. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm just sending the message, and after sending, I'm deleting the message from the text box. So this is after sending the message. So that I can write like another message. So that is deleting the message. Then if the message box is empty, then we are using empty message. Message cannot be empty. If I write here send, see, this is the message box, error box that message cannot be empty. So here you can see this message box. Message cannot be empty. Then here we are creating a window here for the GUI, the main window. Okay, this is for the main window. This is the size of the window, the title of the window, and resizable. So no one can resize the window. Like resize means no one can minimize the size of the window. See, this button. This button is disable here, the middle button. Like no one can resize the window size. So window size is fixed here. Okay. Then here I'm defining the elements. So these are my elements here. First, it is top frame. Inside this window, we have this top frame here. This frame. Okay. Inside this window, we have this top frame. This is my top frame. Okay. This is my middle frame. And this is my bottom frame. I have three frames here. I have three frames here. One for the this username box, second for the text display, and third for the message box where I can write message and I can put my button here. So we have three frames: one frame, two frame, and three frame. One is top here, another is middle, and another is bottom frame. So I have three frames here in a row. First frame will include so the size of the frame here is this one size. The color is this one. And I am putting this frame in the middle, in the top middle. You can see row number one, column number one, and this will take, this is in the top middle. Like you can see, this is the top and middle. Like I'm putting this frame in the middle. Middle means I'm not putting in the left side or right side, I'm putting in the middle. This text box, this frame is in the middle of the window. That is why. So here I'm using the direction for this one. It's taking in the direction of north, east, south, and west. So this is top frame, this is middle frame. Okay, again, the row and column here, the size here, everything same, and the bottom frame. So I have three frames here. So in the top frame, I have username label and the username text box and the username button. I have these three options. Okay, this is username label, username entry here, and username button here in the top frame. The same thing you can see here. Okay, the username label here, which is enter username. The font here, we are using the colors here, and the packing here. I'm putting the username at left side. Okay, this is, I'm putting the username entry in the left side again, and the button in the left side, like line by line. Same as I'm putting this text box and text button in the bottom frame, which is this particular text box and this button in the bottom frame. And then this text display in the middle of the screen where I can display all my text, all my messages. So that is, see, this one is scroll bar. I'm adding a scroll bar in the middle of the frame so that I can see all my message. If the messages are long, so I can scroll down and then I'm disabling this window. So I am disabling the message window, the text display window, so that no one can, so that no one can type anything. Okay, if I write something here, so no one can type anything in this window here. So that is the option here. Okay, so that I cannot type anything here. I cannot type anything here. I can type here and I can send here, but I cannot type here in this window where all my messages are displayed here. That is a kind of a we cannot type here in this text box, right? These are for displaying the message. So that is why I'm disabling this window here and then I'm putting on the top of the window. So these are for the GUI, and then we're creating a program for listener for everyone. This is for receiving the messages. I'm receiving the message. This is for the server. If I receive message from the server side, so the size I can receive is 2048. I'm decoding it and then I'm splitting the message. So here I'm saying if there is some message, so print this one, otherwise print this message. Okay, if there is no message, if there is no message. Okay, if there is a message, so we are printing the message, a username, and then we are splitting the username with it. So username comes here, John, and the message comes here, hi. And then we are concatenating everything, which is John, hi, like this one. So you can see John is in the brackets here and hi is here. Because of this line, John in the bracket and hi is here, which is John in the brackets, the username and then content hi. And then we are running the main loop here. This is how this entire program is working. The client side, we are running multiple functions with the GUI application. Is it clear, Switch?
Yes, teacher.
Any questions?
It's clear, but I want to share my screen, teacher, and then our previous program, the server side chatting program one. Let me share you first.
Give me a
Wait.
second.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, now you can share your screen.
Okay. This one. Do you see my screen, teacher?
Yes, yes.
So this is the client, right? So,
Okay.
so what I did, I just I practiced yesterday or the other day, I think, and then I copy all those uh all those programs, and then when I run it, save, and then
No, no.
see.
First, you have to run the server program. Then you have to run the client program.
Okay, teacher. So okay, so server
First, you have to,
first.
uh,
So
yeah,
this
first you have
one.
to check your IP address. If the IP address is a Windows machine or not.
Okay, so this is a Windows.
Okay.
So Windows. So 204.
Okay.
So
This is your IP. Now you can start.
okay, so save again,
Yeah.
and then see.
I think, can you scroll down? I think you, can you remove this window? See this program, if underscore underscore main, this program, line number 86. Okay, there's a space. There's a space before the if. Remove the space.
So this one.
Yeah, this is not inside a function. This is outside of your function.
So like that,
So
teacher.
remove this space before the no no not here, not here, not after if, before if. Yeah,
This one.
yes, yes. And then go down, remove the space from here as well. One space from each line. From the
Okay,
from down. Line number 87. No, no, not here, not here. Line number 87. This is okay. Line number 87. Yeah. Yeah. Remove one space, same as in the line number 88, line number 89.
like that, teacher.
Yeah. Now you can save it and run it.
Allow.
Yeah. Well,
Where is it now?
um, yeah, I think your program is running. Can you open the client application? Yeah. Check for the client application as well. This is server.
Now.
Yeah. Open the client. Go down in your client application. Scroll down.
This one. So maybe same thing.
Yeah.
Huh?
It is okay. It is okay here.
This is
Now you can
okay.
run this program. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now it is working. Now type hi here.
Oh, this is small, huh? Teacher.
Yeah, this is small. You have to increase the width here. Yeah. Send it.
And
Yeah. Now
then
you
go
can see
back.
there are like two programs running in the same window. You can see in the bottom, in the taskbar, you can see, yeah, a side, yeah. There's server chatting also. Yeah. Click on here. Yeah. So this is server chat application. Now type here anything. Even you can press enter to send the
Mhm.
message. Now you can see there's some problem here in your code here in the background. See, minimize these windows in the server side, in the
Server side.
server application. See, there's some error here. The error
Yeah.
says unsupported type. This one. So can you show me line number 27?
27, 27. Yes, on teacher.
This not a plus sign. Just a second. Let me check. You have to use dot here. Dot. Equal sign. Equal sign.
Here,
Config. Line number 27. Straight. Straight. Equal.
insert.
Yeah. Straight. Line number 27. In place of plus, you have put equal sign here. You have to put
Ah,
equal sign, not space.
so
Equal
equal.
sign. Equal sign. Yeah. Now save it. Before running, close the program of the server and client again. Just cross the windows here. Yeah, same as with the server client side. Yeah, now you can run this again. Yeah, now run the client side program. Yeah, now you can chat, type some message.
So client to, I know,
This is
to
client only.
server.
Yes, yes, sir.
Now I need to reply here. Hi.
Yeah, check your client. Yeah, now it is working fine. Okay.
So how come this one is small, not teacher? Short.
Uh, yeah, open your client message, client program.
Okay.
Yeah. Here you can notice the text box. Line number
Here.
7. No, line number, not this one, not this one. Scroll up. Yeah, line number 76. There's a width here. Line number 76. Width here is 50 here. Height 20. Width here is 50. Height 20. You can see. Okay, height is okay, but width is 50. Increase the width. Make it
This one,
150.
this
Line
one,
number 7. No, width. After height, we have width here. Yeah, 150. This is 50. Make it 150.
make
Or
it
make it,
150.
yeah, 150 is okay. Save it.
Send button, that's fine.
Yeah,
And then say,
you can save it. And first close the program of the client. Yeah, then run it. Then run it again. Load connection. Okay, okay. You have to close the server also. Then you have to run again. Because when we are ending the client, we are also ending the server program. So you have to run this program again, and then you can run the client. Okay, now you can see
oh,
size is increased. Same, you can
increasing, so I
increase
need to
more.
adjust. Okay, teacher. So now the server, yes, mm, at least I know how to adjust this height or width, teacher, the width.
Sorry?
So now I can adjust only over the
Yeah.
text box.
Line number
This
76. Yes, yes, yes.
7.
This works.
Hmm. Good job, teacher. Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, no more question, teacher. So this only so so that's the troubleshooting I miss from positive to equals, and then the spaces of also. That's my
Yes,
error
yes.
of the server. Okay,
Yes,
teacher.
yes. And the
So thank
coding part is clear. Okay. Now you can stop sharing and you can continue.
you. So can I stop this now, teacher? Stop share. And it's your turn.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we have completed the printer, the GUI applications, and the
Mhm.
networking applications. And we have done two projects for the GUI as well as networking. Okay.
Mhm.
Now we will move to a very new topic, that is CGI. See, in this topic, which is CGI, this stands for Common Gateway Interface. This topic is totally based on the client and server, and this is totally based on the websites. Okay, websites. So let's understand how the website works. So do you know how a website works? Let's say we are requesting, this is my client. Okay, this is my client, and this is, let's say, my Amazon server. Okay, Amazon server. So let's say the client is sending some message. Let's say the client is searching for the Amazon.com. Okay, so whenever you are searching for any website or any web page, you are sending a request. Let's say Amazon.com, and the Amazon server will show you the reply. So what is the Amazon is sending you in the reply? That is the question. For example, there's a client who just apply the Amazon.com in the browser. So what we are getting? Okay, so the server, which is the Amazon server, will provide a response with a web page. And what is a web page? A web page is a collection. Sorry, yeah, a web page. So we have this website. What is website? A website is a collection of web pages, right? For example, if I open any browser and here I search for, let's say, any website, let's say Wireshark.com. So now I'm searching for this website. So whenever I'm searching for this particular website, see, this is my website. Okay, website. Sorry, not .com. Wireshark.org. So this is my website. The website are the collection of the web page. So this is Wireshark.org is my web page here. So whenever we are requesting for the website, we are actually requesting for the web page. And whenever we are requesting for the web page, we are requesting for not a web page, but a file. And what kind of file? Actually, combination of files. Combination of files. For example, if you open your browser and if you right click on any website, if you right click and click on view page source, there's no option of view page source. Yeah, view page source, then you can see this is a code here. So a web page is made up of three languages. Okay, a web page is made up of three languages. Basically, a web page, or we can say website, is made up of two parts: the front end part and the back end part. What is front end? Front end is made up of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And back end is made up of PHP, Python, or any other language, Django, Java, Java, etc. So a backend can be made up of anything, but a front end. What is front end? You see here. See, this is a web page. This is a front end side you are seeing. Like the page you are seeing in front of your screen is a front end. So you can see the designing part here, the buttons here, the text here, the pictures here. Okay, this is a picture, this is a video here, this colorful web page. This is a front end. The web page which you are seeing in your client side, in your laptop, in your machine, that is a front end. And front end is made up of three parts: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, what is the purpose of HTML? HTML gives us the structure of the web page. Structure of the web page. The CSS will give the designing of the web page. Okay. And the JavaScript will give us the functionality of the web page. For example, let's say you are creating a website. So you have to define a structure, like what will include in your website. Let's say you are creating a website for a form application. So what kind of option you will include? Let's say you are creating a website for form, okay, form submission. So you will ask username, the password, the roll number, okay, the email address from the user. So this is the structure of your web page, which you will create with the help of HTML. CSS is the designing part. This is designing, like this blue color here, the black color in the background, the buttons here, the logo here, the alignment here, the font here. These are designing. Okay, this is the designing part. Functionality is like, let's say, what will happen when someone click on your button. What will happen when someone click on your submit button? What will happen when someone click on the login button? That is a kind of functionality you are providing to the web page. So website is made up of web pages. Web page is made up of three languages, like three parts, two parts, front end and back end. Front end can be a basic web page. I'm not talking about any high level web page. A basic web page can be created with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We can use more language like Red.js for designing, for advanced designing. We can use Node.js, not Node.js, sorry, Express.js, etc. So they like many languages, but main language are main languages are this one, which is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Without these languages, you cannot create a web page. Okay, you cannot create a web page. So a website is made up of three languages. Now, why I'm telling this? Why I'm telling the website fundamentals in the Python class? Because whenever you are requesting for any web page, you are requesting for these files. Okay, let's say in the Amazon, in this, let's see the Amazon web page. Okay, let's say in the Amazon web page, what we will see. Let me press capture. In the Amazon web page, we see these options. Like here are these colors here. Okay, white color, the products here. Okay, the options here, the search box here, Amazon logo here, login option here, everything. So everything is here only. Okay, so we are requesting for the, whenever we are requesting for Amazon.com, actually we are requesting for the web page, and actually we are requesting for the files. Which files? These files. If you right click here, any web page, and if you click on view page source, you are requesting for this HTML code. This is the HTML code here. So whenever we are requesting for any website, we are requesting for these files, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three files. Okay. So I will not go in deep like how we are requesting everything. But whenever you are requesting for any web page, we are requesting for the images which are in the website. We are requesting for the logo. We are requesting for the everything, like the colors, the CSS file, the HTML file, everything. So that is how the basic website works. Then in the website backend part, backend is like what is happening in the server side. Let's say you fill a form in the website or you log in any website. So what will happen when you log in? Your login details will go in the database. Then your response will come from the server side, everything. So whatever is happening on the server side, that is the part of the backend. Okay, whatever is happening on the server side, that is backend here. And whatever is happening on the client side, that is front end here. Okay. So now why I'm telling this, the CGI, which we are going to discuss, is related to websites only. Is it clear this much? Any questions?
No question, teacher. Clear.
Okay. So what is the purpose of a CGI? See, CGI stands for Common Gateway Interface. It is a set of standards that define how the information is exchanged between the server and a custom script. What is this custom script? See, I have a figure. Let me draw it. Okay. Let's say we have this client here and we have this server here. Okay. Now let's say you are searching for any file on the server. Let's say you are searching for Amazon. Let's say not Amazon. Let's say abc.com, any website slash file.pdf. Let's say you are searching for any PDF. You wanted to download this PDF from this website abc.com. So you will apply this request and you will send this request to the server, and server will share you the PDF. Okay, you can download PDF from the server. That is a simple PDF. But what if, okay, what if I wanted to download this file abc.com slash, let's say, file.py. py. Now, what is this py file? What is this py file? This is a Python file. So whenever we are talking about scripts, this is my script here. Python is a script here. So whenever we are talking about the script, we are actually talking about that. Let's say I am requesting for the script. So what is CGI here? Let's say I am requesting for this particular URL in the server. Now the server will look for this file. If the file exists, then server will execute this file on the server side. Server will going to execute this file.py in the server side, and show me the output of this file in my client side. That is CGI. Okay, whenever we are requesting for any file that can be execute. So now I'm requesting for this file, and this file can be execute on the server side, and the output will show me on the client side. So we are not actually transmitting file, we are actually transmitting the output of the file. Okay, that is server side. That is known as CGI. In the CGI, we are actually running the custom script. What is a custom script? Any script. Let's say it can be Python file, it can be any other Java file, any C file, C++ file, any kind of file. So whenever we are requesting for any C++ file or any file, actually we are running that file on the server, and we want to show the output of that file in my client side, in my screen, on my screen. That is a client side, that is known as CGI. Okay. So a common gateway interface, or CGI, is a standard for external gateway programs to interface with the information servers such as HTTP services. So we have two versions of CGI, version 1.1 and version 1.2. Okay, now version 1.2 is not under progress. It is like it is in the running program.
Beta
Okay, so
or like
we have
a
two versions, version 1.1 and CGI version 1.2. Okay, version 1.2 is also available.
Mhm.
So what we were doing, we have a script on the server side, and we are actually requesting for any kind of script, and that script is running on the server side and show me the output on the client side. Okay, so this is known as CGI. So to understand the concept of CGI, let us know what happened when we click on a hyperlink, which is a link to browse any website. So your browser contacts the HTTP web server and demands for the URL, okay, which is file name. Let me show you a figure for this CGI. Just a second. See this one. So whenever we are requesting for any kind of web page, so first my request will go to the web server. Let's say we are requesting for the Amazon.com. So my request will first go to the Amazon.com. Now from the Amazon.com, what we are fetching? We are fetching a HTML web page. HTML is a language, and web page is made up of HTML language. Okay, so we are requesting actually the HTML files or CSS files. So we are requesting for any web page. So the web server will contact with the website server side, and the server side will contact with the database. And if we have the web page like HTML file, then we are returning to the server, and the server will return to the web server, and web server will return to us. That is a simple flow. But whenever we are requesting for any py file, any file, any any kind of script. So we are first requesting with the web server. Now web server will check that what kind of file it is. If it is a file which can be execute or not. So this file is can be execute on the server. So now server will contact the database. In the database, the server will check if the file exists or not. If the file exists, the database will give the file to the server, and the server will run this file. Actually, the server will run this file on the server side and show me the output in the web server, and web server will display the output on my web client. That is the flow. So basically, we are running the file. On the CJ, we are actually running the file on the server side, and the server will show the output of the file. That is known as CGI. Is it clear, the concept?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So what we can do now, web browser, this is the, however, it is possible for to set up a HTTP server so that whenever file is in a certain directory is requested, that file is not sent back. Instead, it will execute as a program. Like, for example, any Python file, any script file, any PHP file, or any C file, this can be executed on the server side and show me the output of the server side, which is or whatever the program output is sent back from your browser, for your browser to display. So server will actually send me the output of that particular file. This function is called the CGI, it's Common Gateway Interface, or CGI, and or we can say the programs are called CGI scripts, where we are running the scripts on the server side and showing me the output on the client side. That is CGI. Okay, now this is the architecture of the CGI, which I've showed you just now. Okay. The architecture, the image of that CGI. Now we have some variables in the CGI. For example, the content type, what kind of file we are requesting. That is content type. The type of your file, it can be PHP, it can be Python file, it can be Java file, it can be C file, etc. Then content length, the length of your information. Okay, the length of your information. Then HTTP cookie, this is for the cookie. If you have any cookies in your file, then you will show this will show you the cookies. Then user agent. User agent is like what kind of browser you are using for browsing the website. Let's say I'm using Chrome here, Chrome browser. So my user agent is Chrome browser. So that is a user agent. What kind of browser you are using. Then path info, the location of your CJ script, like where the location where your file is located. For example, in the abc.com, the file is inside directory, inside demo.py. So this is actually the location. New is my directory, my folder in my server. Inside my folder, I have this file. So this is actually the path. This one is the path where my file is located on the server. Then query string. So this is an URL encoded information that is sent the get method request. Like what kind of query we are requesting. Like what kind of web page we are requesting. Is it a simple web page like Amazon.com, or is it any other web page? Let's say we are requesting for any web page, for example, abc.com login.php. So this is a web page. Login.php is actually a file, but in the form of file, we are actually accessing a web page. So this is my query. This entire thing is my query here. Okay, like what kind of URL I am browsing, what kind of URL I am requesting. So that is my query here. Then remote address, the IP address of your server. Okay, the remote host, the IP address of your host. So this is the IP address of the remote host making the request. Like this is the IP address of my machine. For example, I am requesting to the Amazon. So here comes my IP, the client IP. So we can say the client IP, or we can say the user IP, who is requesting the website. And this is the remote host, which is the person which is responding with the web page, like the Amazon IP. So here comes the Amazon IP or the Amazon domain name, amazon.com. Okay, so the fully qualified name of the host making the request. If this information is not available, then remote address can be used to get the remote address, IP address, not IP address. Okay. Then this is remote method. What kind of method we are using, get or post, we will discuss in detail in a while. Script file name, the name of your file. Let's say my file name is hello.py. This is my file name. Okay, your file name here, which you want it to execute. Okay, then script name here, the name of your CGI script, they are same only. File name and file script, they are same only. Server name, the name of your server, the server software, what kind of version they are running. Okay, that is server software. Actually, here comes the server IP, and this is the remote address, like remote host, like the name of the client machine. For example, if I show you here, my client machine name is, if I type here, who am I? Let me type I happy config. Actually, this will show me the name of my machine. So,
Yeah, type again,
um,
teacher. Who am I? There you go.
yeah, okay, this is my machine name. This one.
Mhm,
Okay. So this is what the remote host means, name of the client machine. And server address means server name. The server name means, which is amazon.com,
mhm,
or the IP of the amazon.com. So these are some variables which you include in the CGI. Like these are not actually the CGI variables. These are CGI environment variables. Whenever you're making a CGI request, these variables will include in the CGI request. Okay. So for now, let's discuss how we can use this CGI, how we can create our own website, how we can make our website functional. Okay, that we will do.
mhm,
So we will going to use, see, we will going to create a website, a very simple website for the
mhm,
front end, because website is made up of front end and back end. For the front end, we will going to use HTML, just HTML. You can also include CSS or JavaScript. For the back end, we will going to use Python.
okay.
Okay, Python, CGI scripts that we will going to use. Okay. So now for this one, we have to set up. We have to make a setup. For setting up, we have to download XAMPP. XAMPP is an application. It is free to use. It is free to use. So for XAMPP, you have to open your browser, search for XAMPP, download. Okay, this one. Now, why are we downloading this application? Why are we downloading this application? So first, you can download for the Windows. You can click on this first URL, this one, download for the XAMPP. Okay. Once you download, you have to install it. The installation is very straightforward. Click on next and install. So install it, like it is very straightforward. Now, why are we installing this application? Okay, like what is the purpose of this application? So what we are going to do, how the website works. In the website, we have the client and we have the server. So with the help of XAMPP application, we are making the server. Okay, now we cannot actually buy any domain name. Like for example, we cannot go and buy any domain name or any website. Okay, we cannot buy any server. So what we are going to do, we are going to make our own machine a server. So we are going to make our machine as a local server. What is local server? A local server where the same machine is making request and response. The same machine is making the request and the same machine is making the response. That is the meaning of server here, a XAMPP here, which is we are going to make our machine as a local server, and the same machine is making the request and the same machine will make the response. That is known as local host. Why local host? Because the same machine is making the request and the same machine is making the response. And the IP address of the local host is 127.0.0.1. It is also
Okay.
known as the loopback IP. Why
Mhm,
loopback IP? Because again, the same machine is making the request and the same machine is making the response. That is why it is loopback IP. Okay, because if there's a machine like this one, And if I'm making this machine is making the request. So this request is going from this machine. Sorry. This request is going from this machine and coming to this machine only. And the response is going from this, the response is going from this machine and coming to this machine only. So that is a local machine, a local host, a loopback IP. We are making the same request, the same response from the same machine because we cannot actually purchase a server. We cannot actually purchase our domain for practice. That is no use.
Mhm.
Okay, so what we will do, we will make this Windows our local host, local server. Is it clear this much?
Yes, teacher, clear.
Okay, so what we will do, we will open the XAMPP. Once download, you can open the XAMPP here. Camera. We can open the XAMPP control panel. And here we can start our, see, there are like services. So we are going to make a server, a Apache server. So what we have to do, first we have to config this particular window. So to click on this config here and click on this Apache first one. Okay, config Apache, this one. You have to follow the same steps. And here in this file, see, in this file, you have to search something. So in this file, you have to find this one, which is add handler. You have to search for this add handler and click on enter. So here you will find a particular line, this line, add handler. Here we have the list of all the scripts the Python, this Apache can run. But you have to run this file, just cjscript.cgi.pl. These are already added. So you have to add this .py. These files are already added, but you have to add this .py after this one. That's it. You have to search for the add handler and search, come here. Okay, like you have to bring your cursor here and add this .py here. That's it. And then you have to close your notepad. So you have to config here and then you have to apply this .py. Then you have to start your Apache server. This is a compulsory process. You have to install the XAMPP. Then you have to configure your files. Then you have to start the Apache server. Then here you can open the Apache web page. Okay, like here you can search for the localhost / dashboard. Localhost dashboard. So this is the dashboard. This is a local dashboard for the Apache. Now what
Mhm.
we have to do is we have to make a file. So what you have to do, you have to go on you have to search for like you have to browse. You have to come to your C drive. Okay, C drive. There's an option of XAMPP here. Okay, XAMPP. If you are not changing your location of your XAMPP, so your XAMPP will be there. Okay, in the C drive, XAMPP will be there. You have to search for this PC. In this PC, we have this XAMPP here, this one. And there you have this HD docs, this folder. Okay, this folder. This is my server location. Actually, this is my server location. This file, the file you are seeing here, sorry, the file you are seeing here, this is a web page. The web page which you are seeing here is this web page, which is application.html. This is the same web page which is displayed here. So we are actually in the server location. This is my server files. Here you have to create a new folder here. You can create a new folder here. My folder name is new here. New. In this new, we have to create some files. First file you have to create is demo.py. So I will going to open this file. Okay, the code is already written. I will just explain the code here. Okay, so this is a demo.py file. Now you can notice here that this is my location of my Python file, like Python exe file. So this is the location where my Python exe is located. You can also search for your Python exe. You can search for Windows R. You can search for python.exe and click on OK. Sorry. You can search for python.exe here in the Windows and click on open file location. This one, open file location. So this is a shortcut Okay, not shortcut. This is 2.7. I have 2.7 also, but if you open it, you will find 3.12 only. Like here we have this 3.12. So browse here, and here you have to search for this location. 3 point, this is my location in my machine. Okay, you have the different location. Okay, like you have to browse your location like this one. Basically, your Python file, if you have not changed your location, is in the same directory as mine. You have to search for the users. Here you have to search for the users, like this one, users, your username. My username is this one. Here we have this app data here, this one, app data, and there's a local here, and there's a Python file. Okay, after local, there's a programs. Okay, there's a programs here. Inside programs, there will be Python here. Okay, Python 3.1, and this is the location. You have to copy this location. This location will be same in your machine also if you have not changed the location of your Python while installing. Then this will be same in your own machine, which is this location. Otherwise, you can search for the Python here and you can find your one location. I have many Python in my machine. That is why I have different location. But if you search in your machine, you will find one location for your one Python. Then you have to apply this location like this only. You have to use hash here, then this sign here, and this the location of your file. So we are actually telling my server that this is a Python file and run this Python file with the help of this Python compiler, Python interpreter. That is what I am telling here in this first line. This is my
Mhm.
demo file. This is my Python file. But inside Python file, I'm running a HTML code here. So that is why I'm telling my server that this is a Python file and you have to run this Python file with the help of this Python interpreter. That is why we are adding this line. Okay, because we are running this file in the Python, in the Apache server. That is why. Okay, now this is the HTML web code here. Now, what is HTML language? You can search for the HTML W3 schools. If you wanted to learn the HTML, it is not compulsory well, but if you wanted to learn separately, then you can learn from your HTML tutorial. Inside
Mhm.
HTML, it is a structure of the HTML. Like this is the content type, like what kind of file we are using. This is HTML file. Okay, HTML file. Then this is the structure of the HTML. The HTML, the head. These are known as tags here. Okay, these are known as tag. Let me give you the brief overview. HTML is a markup language. Okay, it is a markup language. So whenever you are coding in the HTML, we are actually writing the structure of the HTML. First, HTML. These are known as tags. These are known as HTML tags. So first HTML, then comes head. Okay, then comes title of the web page. Then comes title close. Then comes head close. Then comes body of the web page. Then body close. Then HTML close. That is the basic structure of any HTML web page, any web page. So this is HTML. HTML tag is mainly used for telling the browser that we are using the HTML language. That is HTML tag. Head, head contain the metadata of a web page, like data about data. Title is the title of a web page. For example, here you can see title. If I open this here in the new web page, see, this is the title of a web page. This one. HTML tutorial. This is the title of your web page. Here comes the title. So this is a title. So you can apply the title here in this particular, inside this tag. Let's say my title is my web page. This is my title here. And this is known as closing tag. This is opening tag and this is closing tag. And then we are closing the head tag. So there's a opening and closing tag in the HTML. And then with this body, body includes the body of your web page. So everything comes inside body of the web page. Okay, and then at last we have this body close and HTML close. That is like an overview of HTML. It is not compulsory to learn HTML, but just for this particular CGI, I'm telling this overview. Okay, but if you wanted to like
Mhm.
create any websites with the help of Python, then HTML is compulsory. HTML, CSS, and JavaScripts are compulsory. Okay. So here we have this HTML head. Then this is my title, hey there. Okay, or I can write, let's say, hey there is my title here, and head. I'm closing my head, and now I'm starting my body. Inside body, I have these tags here. What are these tags? Let me show you. These are headings here, actually headings. This is bigger heading. This is smaller, then smaller, smaller, smaller. These are heading actually. Okay. For example, you can see in this web page, this is heading here. Okay, this is heading. So this is what I'm typing here, a heading here. And H2 means a smaller heading than H1. H3 is a smaller heading than H2. H4 is smaller heading than H3 and so on. So we have 5 headings here. Then we're closing the body tag and then closing the HTML. In the heading, we have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5 headings here. Okay, now you can write anything inside heading. Like you can type anything inside heading. Now, how you can run this file? If you wanted to run this file, how we can run it? So first we can go to the browser. Okay, here this is my dashboard. Then here you have to search for the location where your file is located. My file is inside new. New is my folder here, and then name of my file. My file name is demo. See, if I type here new, this is my directory here. This is the same directory which you can see here. The same directory. Okay, this one. Now I have to run this file demo.py. So I will click on enter here. Now you can see this is actually running the HTML code in the Python file. So this particular script is known as CGI script. Why CGI? Because this is a Python file. Inside Python file, whatever we are running, this file is executing on the server and showing me the output. This is the output of my file, which is high, then small high, then smaller high, then smaller high, then last smaller high. So this is my demo file where I am running a simple HTML code to show you that how we can run a CJ script. This particular demo.py is known as CJ script, and this particular thing, new/demo, is my path of my file, like where my file is located in my server. So this is the file path.
Mm-hmm.
Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, clear.
I know this is kind of new to you, but see, it is not compulsory to understand everything in Python. Python
Yes.
has many things like website. You can create with like website with the help of Python. You can create games with the help of Python. You can
Mm-hmm.
create many application with the help of Python. So it depends on your domain. You can pick up Python and implement Python in your domain. That is compulsory. It is not compulsory to understand every domain with the Python. This is in your syllabus that is why I'm telling you. But
Mm-hmm.
again, if it is not clear, you can rewatch this video, then everything will be clear. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
again, it is not compulsory to practice on this particular thing because this is not of your domain. Websites are not of your domain. So if you are understanding also, that is enough. Okay. Now, let's see a scenario. Here, I will go to create a file, a form. Okay. First, let me show you a form here. Let me open this code here first. So first, I will going to show you the output. Then I will show you the coding part. Okay. See, if I run this file, if I double click, run this file, you will notice a form here, a form. Here I have to enter my name and the email. So if I enter my name, let's say my name is, and my email is, let's say this one. This is my name and my email. And if I click on submit, my name and my email will be printed on the screen. It is a simple form. It is not doing anything, just a simple form where I'm just taking the name from the user and taking the email from the user and printing the output. If you wanted to save this name or email in the database, then you have to learn the database. That we will discuss on Sunday, like how we can create database, how we can store the elements in the database. But for now,
Okay.
this is my name and this is my email, and we are not storing this name or email anywhere in the file. And then I click on submit. See, there's some error here. Okay, there's some error. So what we can do? First, we will go through this code. Okay, this code here. So with this form.html, this is a HTML file, a simple HTML file. In this HTML file, again, I have this line here. This line is mainly for telling the browser that I am using HTML version 5. This line is for telling the browser that I am using HTML version 5. We have many versions in HTML, HTML 1, 2, 3, 4. But here I'm using HTML version 5. Then this is HTML starting tag, then head, then this is my title here. Title is form example. The same title you can see here in this one, form example. Okay. Here you can see form example, the title. Okay. Then the head close here, the body starting here. In the body, I'm typing form example. This is my heading here, my heading. The same heading you can see here, form example, the heading. Then here I'm adding a name. Name is my label and my entry, where I'm putting my name here, which is my label and the entry here. So here you
Mm-hmm.
can notice form. So I'm creating a form and the action is, what is the action here? Now, like what will happen when I will click on the submit button? What will happen when I will click on the submit button? That is the action here. So when I click on the submit button, this will trigger this file, form handler.py. So we will see this later. And method is post here. We will discuss in a while. But for now, label is name here. This is label, which is this one, name here. And where I'm putting my name here in this box. So this is my input here. Input the name here. What kind of data I am taking from the user? Test data. Test. ID
Mm-hmm.
name here. Name here is name. Then same as email, and I'm taking email from the user. Then submit button. Type submit and value submit. This is my submit button here. This one button here. Okay, this is my form, and I'm closing my form, closing my body, closing my HTML. So this is my simple HTML web page. Now here I have this form handler. So what will happen when someone click on the form? Okay, first for now I'm using a get request. I have to show you the difference. So first I'm using a get request. So what will happen when someone click on the form submit button? So when someone click on the submit button, we are actually executing this file. This file. In this file, we are this again. I am telling the server that please use Python interpreter to run this file. Then this CGI, I am coding a CGI for running this file on the server because it is a file which we can execute. So I'm using a CGI. This CGI TV, this is for displaying the error. If there's any error in my file, so I can display it. So this line for displaying my error. Then content type HTML, I'm running a HTML file and form. So here I'm storing my email and password, email and name here. So here I'm storing whatever the name and email I'm taking from here, I'm storing here. Then name dot get value. Now I'm getting the value from the name. What is name here? This name, this particular name, this name.
Mm-hmm.
And then this name is email. So I'm getting the value from this box, email, name and email. So I'm getting the value, which is get value, which is name and email. And I'm storing the name in the name variable and email in the email variable. Then I'm printing the name and email as it is. So this is for printing the name and this is printing the email as it is. That's it. That is the entire code of this particular file. Actually, we are taking the name from the form and the email from the form and we're printing the name and email on the web page. That's it. So what we will do, we will run this file again. Okay, because I think this file is not working. So here I will submit. So this file is not working. What is happening here is instead of executing this file, instead of executing this file, we are actually printing the code of this file. You can see this is the code of this file. So that is some error here. So what I will do, I will close this one. I will search for the localhost. Okay, slash dashboard. Okay. Now here in place of dashboard, I will put here new, okay, new slash name of my file. What is the file name? Form.html. Now I will type my name and my email here and then click on submit. Now you will notice name, Bhavya, email, this one. So I'm actually printing my name on the screen with the help of this particular code. With the help of this code, I'm actually taking the input from the user. And with the help of this code, I'm actually printing the name and email on the screen. You can see form handler is the title of this web page. Same as you can see a form handler. Now, one thing
Mm-hmm.
if you notice here that whatever I'm entering in the username and password, this is displaying here. See, this is displaying here. Why? Because we are using a get request.
Mm-hmm.
We are using a get request here. What is a get method? Get method is a, you can think of a web page methods. We have four method in the get, in the HTML. We have methods like get, post, put, and delete. Four methods. Get is for normal web pages. It is for normal web pages. What is normal web pages? Let me show you. Post for, especially for the form web pages. Whenever we are putting some input as a user. Put for uploading something, delete for deleting something. But we are not going to use put or delete because these are mainly for the developers who are developing the website. We mainly use get and post as a user. What is get? Get is for the normal web page. For example, this web page. When you open this web page, in this web page, we are not putting anything. We are not putting username. We are not putting anything. We are just browsing the products. So for example, this one. So we are actually browsing the product here. So this is a normal web page. Okay, this is a normal web page. So for the normal web page, we use get request. But when you wanted to log in the Amazon website, when you wanted to sign in, so here I have to apply my username, okay, my password, then I can sign in. So whenever we are putting a username, the password, then in that purpose, I have to use post here. Okay, so whenever you are putting anything like username, password, or the you are filling any form like employee form, like email address, everything, that in that case you will use post request. And whenever you are browsing any simple web page, like any web page, then that is get request. See, what we were doing here is for the form web page. This is my form web page. For the form web page, I'm using get here. So when you use get for the form web page, your username and your password will display in the with the URL. Let's say you are logging somewhere in an application, and that application is using get request. So when you apply your username, your password, or anything, your username and your password will be displayed here, and that is insecure. That is very insecure. So that is why we use post for the request. For example, if I use here in place of get, if I use post here, post here. Okay, then if I refresh this web page, and if I apply my username and my password again, then you will notice the username and password is not displaying here. These are not displaying here because it is secure. So if I show you an image for the get versus post, see, if I fill any kind of form, if I apply username, my password, my anything, and that request is traveling via get. So your username, your password will be displayed here. Okay, in this column, in the URL. The username and your password will be displayed here. But whenever we are using post request, then my username and password will not display here. That is a kind of a secure mechanism. Okay. So for normal web page, we use get. For the web pages which include form, then we use post request. Like whenever you are filling any form, whenever you are applying username, password, anything, then you use post. Is it clear?
Teacher, where's that when we're using the get, where's that where do you see the password?
See, whenever we use get request, in
Mm-hmm.
this we are not asking for the password, right? We are not asking for the password. Let's say if I
Yes.
enter another field here, label for, let me copy this part and paste. Let's say this one is for the pass. And here we are asking for the password. And the type here is password. ID here is password, pass. In name here is pass. Okay. Now here, if I refresh this web page, see. Now here I'm asking for the password. So if I apply my
Okay.
name, my email, and my password, let's say 12345. See, password is not visible here, but if I click on submit, you will notice my password here. Sorry,
Oh,
this is via uh,
yeah,
post. If
that's
I
a
use get
post.
here,
Mm-hmm.
see my password, nothing is displayed here. But if I use here get, if I refresh the website again if I apply username, my email, and my password 12345 and click on submit, you will notice the username, the name here, the email here,
Mm-hmm.
and the password here. See,
Correct. I
this is
see.
not a secure mechanism. So that is
Not the
why for the
secure
form web pages, we use post request.
post. Okay, I understand, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. So what we were doing, we're just taking the name, taking the email, and then we can
Mm-hmm.
also take the password as well. But for now, I'm removing the password from here. We can comment. So we can take name, email, and then we can submit. And what will
Mm-hmm.
this submit button will do? This submit button will trigger the Python file, and that Python will display the name and email here. That
Mm-hmm.
is the purpose of this form.
Correct.
And in place of get, we can use post here. Now let's see another example. In this example, we will upload a file. We will create a web page so that we can
Mm-hmm.
upload a file. For example, here you can see. Here we
Yeah.
can upload a file. So we can upload any kind of file in the server. So what we will do, we will open this file, upload.html. Here I can upload any kind of file. So let me show you the code of this file. And this file upload. See, here I'm again creating a file, a simple HTML web page. This is a HTML file. And here when someone click on the submit button, we are taking an input as a file. Like someone can upload any file, any kind of file. And I'm taking like when someone click on the submit button. So what will happen? When someone click on the submit button, this particular file will trigger a file upload.py, this file upload.py. So we can open this one. And here you can see the method is post again because we are uploading anything. We are putting user input and type is any kind of file. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here we upload. What will happen when someone upload the file? First, we are telling the server that we are using Python. So use Python exe for interpret this file. Then here we are using CGI and OS. OS for saving your file. Okay, this was saving your file. Once someone upload any file, your file will be saved in the in your server in your local directory. Then this is for the storage. File item is form file. Form means this file we are taking file from here. From here, the name is here. So we are taking form. We are taking file from the form here. The same we are doing here. Form and file. Then this code. This code is for protecting from the directory attack. What is directory attack? Directory attack is an attack where someone can access any kind of file on your server. And that is kind of illegal, right? We cannot access any kind of file from the server. Server may contain some confidential file. So for avoiding the directory attack, we can implement this code. So this is like we are just implementing. We wanted to open the file. We wanted to save file in this particular location. That's it. Okay, here we are taking file item. We are using file item dot file name. We are taking file name from the user. Okay, whatever the file the user will upload. Then we are saving this file in the base file in my directory. And then I'm writing my file in the read mode so that no one can access my file without my permission. That is the code here. Okay, and here I'm using the file has been uploaded. And if there's no file, then I'm writing a message that no file was uploaded. And then I'm writing a HTML code for the message. Okay, whatever the message is, whether the file is uploaded or not, I'm printing it. Okay. So this is the message. So if I run this file, you will see this file. Here I can upload any file. If I choose file, see, this will, here let's say I'm choosing any file. Let's say this file. Okay, this is a TST file. Now I'm choosing this file and click on open. You can see file has been selected here, and then I can click on open. Then I can click on, sorry, I have to open it again. And then I can click on upload. You can see this file was uploaded successfully. And if you notice here in your directory, here is a file, the file which I uploaded here. Okay, this is here. So the file which we were uploading here in the web page, that will save in your local directory, like in your server. And this is the location of your server where all your files will be presented. And if I upload any file without choosing any file, if I click on upload, you will see a message, no file was uploaded. That is again a simple kind of program of example of a CGI, where we are actually running any file on the server and printing the output on the web page. Here you can see this is my py. My py file is my CGI script, where I'm running the py file on the server and printing the output, like file uploaded or not, on the web page. So you can think of this is my front end web page and this is my back end. Like what will happen when someone click on the submit button, that will be taken care by this file, .py file. Okay. So is it clear this much?
Teacher, when we upload the file, where the okay, so this the one this the default, this is the location of the file. No. When we upload the file, so where do you set that path location that is store the file, the uploading the file?
In this server location. This is your server
HT
XAMPP.
docs.
Yeah, htdocs. This is a location. Once you
Okay.
install your XAMPP, this
So,
folder will be automatically created. There you have to create a new file, new folder. Inside new folder, you have to keep all these files. Okay, these are the files which I have used for the demo. Okay, for showing you the code, I will share all these files. You have to run. Make sure you have to keep all these files in this location only. Then only this will run. Otherwise, this will not going to run. Okay.
hmm.
So I will
Teacher,
share this file. Yeah.
yes, teacher, when I'm I download the SAMP, but when I click, it said important because the activated user account control UEC. Okay, let me, maybe I need to say click OK only, and then next install, and then see SAMP the English. Okay, now installing now. Okay, I'm good now, teacher. I'm good. I'm installing now the SAMP.
Okay. So is it clear
Yes,
this
teacher.
much?
Clear thing. Yes.
Any questions?
Not for now, teacher. So maybe after you send me the file and the program and then the video and the notes, so I can practice. And then that's the time. My next question maybe on next meeting Sunday, right?
Yes, yes. Okay. So I will share the recording and the files. Make sure to keep these files in this location
Yes.
only. In the htdocs, create a new folder here and then keep your file here.
Yes,
After
teacher.
testing everything, make sure to close this particular service. Stop this
Okay.
service. Okay. So
Mhm.
that this will not run in the background.
Yes.
Okay, so we have completed the CJ as well. Now we are
Mhm.
remaining with the two topics, which is database and the multi-threading. Uh,
Okay.
Threading part, I think that we will complete on Sunday only. So I think hopefully by Sunday we will complete the entire syllabus. Okay. Or maybe if something is left, then maybe the next week. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So rest we will
Thank you very
continue on
much,
Sunday.
teacher. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you again, teacher. Have a good day.
You. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.